What's going on, guys? It's Mr. DEBT Joe Lorick from the Money Etiquette Group, and I want to talk about the latest news coming out the streaming world that Netflix spent $500 million, again, $500 million, to acquire the global rights to Seinfeld. Again, we're talking about $500 million to acquire the rights to Seinfeld. Now, we know that this isn't a unique move. We know that NBC Universal spent $500 million to acquire the rights to The Office. We also know that Warner Media spent roughly $1 billion to acquire the rights to The Big Bang Theory for HBO Max. And we also know they spent about $425 million for Friends. So we're seeing that these legacy shows, some more recent, of course, The Big Bang Theory compared to Seinfeld, but we're seeing that hundreds of millions of dollars are being spent by these streaming platforms to acquire the rights to popular shows and shows that have trended in the past. But is that really a good and effective way moving forward? The numbers would show that it is, but we'll see what you guys think by the end. Let me just throw this out for context before we have the discussion. When it comes to, and this is based on Netflix streaming, when it comes to watching reruns of shows, meaning shows from the library that existed prior to a year, we're not talking about something that came out in 2019, some original content, but 72% of viewership minutes are spent on watching reruns. So with that data, I understand why there's such an investment, not just from Netflix, but even other streaming platforms into sitcoms and reruns of old shows. However, when it comes to Seinfeld specifically, Hulu is right now the streaming platform. That's who has been streaming Seinfeld. When it comes to Hulu's numbers, they're saying that Seinfeld represents less than 1% of their viewership time. Whereas The Office, when it was on Netflix, represented about 7% of the viewership time, and Friends was about 4% of the viewership time before they got their rights bought out by other platforms. So Seinfeld is pretty low. And when it comes to millennials, and now, of course, streaming and watching shows on Netflix, it's not just about millennials. Every age demographic is watching Netflix. Will it perform well? Will it do better than the 1% that was streaming on Hulu? And was it worth $500 million? Is this worth $500 million? Is The Office worth $500 million? Is The Big Bang Theory worth $1 billion in terms of just acquiring the rights? A lot of money's being spent, and it shows you how much our viewership is valued. But I want to know what you guys think. I mean, do you watch Seinfeld? Do you feel like when it's on Netflix, you'll watch reruns? Maybe you didn't watch it because it was on Hulu. Will you watch it now that it's available, when it becomes available, I believe in 2021, on Netflix? Obviously, we know that Netflix spent a lot of money on original content. We even know that they're paying actors, I'm talking about 20, 10, 15. Sometimes they do 4-film deals for $450 million, like, what's the one actor's name? I forget. Who played Billy Madison, Adam Sandler. He got like a $450 million deal for 4 to 5 films. We're seeing that they're throwing out movie level budgets for their original content. And I want to know, do you feel like maybe they should go more in that route, more in that direction, keep going in the original content direction? Or do you feel that shows like Seinfeld would keep you watching shows on Netflix? Me, I wasn't a person that really was into Seinfeld, okay? I wasn't into Friends. The Office, yeah, I did like The Office. I did watch some of The Office. And Big Bang Theory, I certainly watched some of Big Bang Theory. But I wasn't really into Seinfeld, so I'm not knocking it, but I want to know from you guys who watch the series and who continue to watch the reruns, if you're going to watch it now that it's on Netflix, or were you even looking for reruns of Seinfeld? I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. But $500 million is a lot of money. I mean, how do you get that return? Because again, remember, Netflix is not dependent on ads. So it's not like you're watching commercials while you're watching these shows. You're able to watch them straight through. So they're not necessarily getting conventional ad money. They're really getting paid based on viewership and having you and us as viewers in one location for a specific period of time. But again, guys, do you think that that was too much money? 500 million. Do you think that it was worth it? Do you think that that's going to give Netflix an advantage over the other streaming platforms because they are looking to acquire legacy shows or sitcom shows? And of course, we're talking about top notch when we say Seinfeld, when we say they did lose The Office and Friends, and of course, Big Bang Theory went to HBO Max for $1 billion. I mean, do you think that that was overpriced? $1 billion for Big Bang Theory. I don't know if that was overpriced because we know how high the viewership has been, and we know that this is a show that has been in its current running or was running for quite some time. This isn't an older show. So do you think that $1 billion was too much? Just let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you watch these shows, and let me know if that, in your opinion, gives Netflix or some of these other platforms an advantage having these legacy shows. I'm not sure. I just want to learn from you. Let me know in the comment section.